Well, we're checking out olive oils and balsamic vinegars, and this is the place that you can really use a chef's insight, because I'll tell you, I'll stand in front of one of these walls for 10 minutes and not know which one to pick, but you know which ones to pick. So tell us a little bit about the world of olive oils, because there's a lot of different kinds.
Absolutely. So olive oils are generally two types. So you have virgin and then you have olive oil. So extra virgin is the oil that's cold pressed. It's the best for you. And then you have olive oil, which they heat it up and then they press it again, and that contains a lot more of the minerality. So the kind of grassier flavored finishing olive oils, generally extra virgin, and then regular olive oils are a little more clean, not unlike a canola. So that's the first thing. One thing that you want to look for is, depending on what you want to do, if you want a finishing olive oil or a general cooking olive oil, anything here that just says extra virgin olive oil or olive oil is good for cooking. And then we have what's called DOP. So this is what I was talking about earlier with the Parmesan.
Yeah.
This means that this olive oil is from one vineyard or one olive grove. So these could be olives from all over Italy, and this will be an olive from one particular vineyard in one particular region. So it'll have a very distinct flavor based on where it's from. So that's the first point. So those are really easy tips for that. Also, if you're going to do any hard searing with fish, if you're doing low heat cooking, you can use olive oil, but remember that as a really beautiful natural oil, generally in a cold pressed oil, its smoke point is lower. So if you sear with olive oil too hot, you risk burning the oil.
Burning the oil. So that's where you want to go into a canola.
And then we have balsamic vinegar. So they, in addition to 150 olive oils, they almost have 100 different versions of balsamic. This is really cool. This is, I think it's this is like a $10 to $15 bottle of aged 4 years. So the older balsamic, the more rich it becomes and more full flavor. Then they have what's called Saba. Really interesting. Saba is confused with sort of like a reduced balsamic, but it's not. It's actually grapes and boiling them down and then actually fermenting the grape juice like wine. Whereas vinegar generally comes from wine that's already created. Amazing. They're sweet. You can just finish them, use them, with your olive platter. If you have some grilled meats like we just saw, finish it with a little Saba, or also called Vincotto. It's the earliest form of balsamic vinegar that existed from Italy. So
how much money should you be spending on a balsamic, on an olive oil?
That's all relative depending on what you want, but generally, you want to pick an olive oil that's around $12 to $15. You're generally getting something for cooking olive oil, and if you want a finishing olive oil, cut up to around that $20 a bottle range. You're finishing with it. It's not like you're going to use it for everyday cooking. And then as far as balsamic vinegar goes, you can get great balsamics aged 4 to 5 years. Like I said, around $15, and then some Vincottos can go all the way up to hundreds, but generally, a really good Vincotto should cost you around $30 to $40 for a good one. If you want to go really good, I mean, it's not unlike really beautiful wine. You can go as high as you want.
There you go. Okay, wonderful. Those are great tips. And some other beautiful bottles here, which are great hostess gifts, or maybe a gift for yourself and for your own home.
And they bake fresh bread.
Fresh bread. Dig in.
And that's it.
How good is that, Tara?